Hello and welcome back, YouTube. So I'm a little late heading out to work right now, and not just late heading out, like I'm already late to work, and 100% my fault. I was up, been up for a while. I don't know, I couldn't seem to get my ass out of bed. Yesterday was just such a frustrating and disappointing day all around. Now, not at work. I mean, there were some things I was frustrated and disappointed at with work, but honestly, I feel like all things considered, work went pretty well. If anything, like the things that I didn't get done last night proved my points of what I was trying to get across to both Barry, who's the shop manager, and Carter, who's like the big manager, like the head dude in charge. I would really like to know what his full position is. It seems like mostly he's oversight of shop and fleet, but it doesn't seem like he's oversight of rental operations. Of course, it could be that's just where I see him and not around when he's looking over rental operations. I mean, I'm trying to look at and analyze the top from the very bottom, and it's, not the best perspective to have. So, by the way, it's 2:15 p.m., Tuesday, October 24th, 2023. Oh, yeah. 15 minutes late, heading out the door. I don't see it being a problem. In fact, I got a feeling if I just walk in, clock in, and go to work, nobody's even going to notice I showed up late. I could be wrong about that, but that's just my gut feeling of how this is going to go down. So, being that it's a Tuesday, today's the day I was supposed to be working with Steve. I would imagine at this point, Steve's probably been there 15 minutes, probably a little bit more. It seems like he's one of those persons that's pretty diligent about getting to work a little bit early. I used to be one of those people. I need to work on being like that again. But honestly, the way things are at that company has kind of led to my complacency. Oh, come on. Can you scoot over so I got space to get by? Is that too much to ask? No, you're not going to scoot up. You're going to sit like a car length and a half behind that vehicle so I can barely squeeze behind you. Gotta hate people that drive like that. There's like the length of his vehicle plus in front of him. But yeah, if my car was any larger than it is, I wouldn't have been able to fit in that slip lane. Dang, another shitty driver making me lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, just another day in Phoenix. So, as per usual, I'm late getting out the door because it was taking me a little longer to upload the last chapter of my vlog than usual. And granted, there was a time where I would have been like, I need to get to work on time. Fuck it, this vlog can wait until tomorrow. But that's what resulted in me being around 2 months behind in uploading. I'm actually a little bit less. Ooh, gross. So the good news is I got to fly on the windshield, on the inside of the windshield. Bad news is I got to fly on the inside of my windshield, and it's disgusting smashed carcasses like all over my mouth. Note to self, wash your hands when you get into work. Yuck. Hey, but at least I don't have a bug on my windshield bugging me and distracting me. So yay for that. So as I was saying, that's the sort of thing that has resulted, and just a whole bunch of compound events, things that stop me from staying on a steady schedule of uploading. That and the fact that just some days me shooting a ridiculous excessive abundance of video. It's what I do. Welcome to my vlog. I had all the editing done. If exporting was an always simple, quick, flawless procedure on the version of iMovie that runs on my iPhone 6s Plus, I think I would have been to work on time. But it's always this procedure where, regardless of the fact that I'm showing, 32 gigs plus of free space on my phone, and I'm getting to export, maybe about 2-3 gigs of video, iTunes swears there's not enough space. That doesn't make sense to me, but that's how Apple works, at least on my device. So I've got in the practice of, before I export, regardless of how much space my device shows, and it's a tedious, time-consuming thing, going into my settings, going to my programs, and offloading damn near everything that's of any size. I mean, obviously, offloading a 30 megabyte app isn't going to move the needle any, but I upload a bunch of stuff, including YouTube, because at this point, YouTube has gotten kind of bloated. So I end up having, it's one of the many time wasters of the way I currently post videos. I end up having to offload YouTube and then re-download YouTube and reinstall YouTube. Not a full install and log in like I would if I deleted it, but still the offload process is not instantaneous, even as fast as my Wi-Fi is. So it's a bit of an ordeal. Well, the worst thing that can happen, and it happened today, as I'm sitting and waiting for the video to export, which takes quite a long damn time. Now I was taking advantage of that time and preparing a bag with food and beverages to take to work, so I don't need to go anywhere or spend any additional money, or should I say, well, for me the issue is with my break right now is that my EBT card has become so physically damaged that it doesn't work. I don't have any cash to spend. EBT card is broken. No, I haven't called the 1-800 number yet to deal with that. So at least I did remember to pack a bag of food, and now I know how small those little chicken baked sandwiches are, so I feel I brought an adequate amount. They look so big and appetizing on the box from Costco, but that's how compared to my thumb, that's how big they actually are. So, and don't get me wrong, they're absolutely delicious, but just yeah, one of them is not a meal. Two of them for me is not a meal. I brought 4. I figure I'm gonna have 1 snack and 1 meal. So it's an 8-hour work shift. Well, minus 20 minutes. Although it's possible I want to say it's possible I might stay late. I highly doubt it. Steve don't stay late. On the nights I work with Steve, I leave when Steve leaves. It's debatable as to whether I'm more productive with Steve or not. I do like the fact that Steve functions as sort of a bullshit shield for me. Because it's a fact. Nobody fucks with Steve. Steve is just such a legacy presence there. People know he's kind of a sloppy driver. People know he doesn't have the best work ethic, but it's Steve. Really, dude? Why did you? Wow. I'm so glad that wasn't an accident. That guy stopped at the green light and then ran the goddamn red light in front of another vehicle. And the thing is, had he gone green on the green light, I wouldn't be stuck at this red light. Welcome to Phoenix, y'all. People drive like shit here. Oh, so as I was saying, Steve is my bullshit shoot. Now lately, all the leadership at MLS has been completely leaving me alone. Even on the nights that Steve's not there, I'm kind of bewildered by that, how that's working out. I like it, but the bottom line is it's getting busy now, and I need a second person with me. Now, will it be that busy today? Maybe. Moving those those recalled Ford Explorers has added a lot of additional work, and a lot of that stems from just how far away they are from where they need to go. It's literally the longest distance that I could conceivably have to move anything there. And then factor in me being by myself, the only practical way for me to get myself over there is to take an electric car that needs charge. Well, taking an electric car that needs charge isn't a simple move. Not only do I have to move the vehicle, but I have to get it plugged in on a charger. And sometimes the charger that makes sense to put it on is still a bit of a walk from where the Explorers are all sitting. So I'm hoping they'll get me another person. other than Steve. I mean, I got Steve 2 days a week, and that's a good thing. You know, it's a mixed blessing, as I've explained in previous videos, but overall a good thing. Anyway, she had trouble exporting my video. I ended up having to delete a couple more smaller things that I thought wouldn't move the needle to see if it helped move the needle. And then I did a reboot. Now, sometimes just the reboot is all I need. The reboot gets rid of some cache. And there was a time that, and cache is blocking space. This stops me from having, allegedly, because it's not a question of me having enough space. I always have enough space. It's allegedly having enough space. Having iTunes believe that I have enough space. And I wish there was some way to control that, but as far as I found, there's not. And every time I've Googled trying to find information about it, the answers I'm finding are not giving me any hope. It just seems to be, well, this is how it is, and you deal with it. And one person's solution, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous, but one video I saw on YouTube, their solution to the problem of getting that error that you don't have enough space when you have plenty of space was to play your video that you edited full screened in iMovie and then do a screen capture of that and then save your screen capture. That's great. Of course, the kicker is when you're doing that, and keep in mind, you know, my videos typically are 30 minutes, give or take. Odds are, sometime in that 30 minutes, I'm gonna have a pop-up notification that's gonna show up. Yeah, I don't want that in my exported video. Not a solution. At some point, I hope to get a newer Android, a more powerful Android. Oh yeah, well we got Avis only partially blocking the way. That's a pretty cool looking old Honda on the left. First Choice Auto Body. That is a hell of an advertisement for an auto body shop, because that looks to be like a late 90s Honda. And it's a really kind of average Honda that somebody wouldn't fix up, but it looks like something that belongs in a car shop. I gotta admit, I'm impressed. Can I afford to have a body shop do that kind of thing for any of my cars? Fuck no, I'm still driving with cracked body panels from when I was hitting a hit-and-run accident a couple of years ago. But I hope to someday be able to afford to replace my sun visor, though. That would be nice. Maybe my windshield with its ever-growing cracks in it. Anyway, I'm late, so I probably shouldn't really say anything more. No real contact today or most of yesterday with Priscilla. I don't know. You know, you'd think of all the time we'd spent together, she would know that I'm just not proactive these days. And then if she wants to have contact and relationship with me, she's gonna have to take the wheel, and it's gonna have to be in a very sexual direction, or I'm just gonna tune her out. It just is what it is. Anyway, I need to get my ass inside. Thanks for coming with me on the drive.